Good afternoon, Paris, or maybe it's good morning. Thanks for joining me. I was going to share a few things to help you with the lesson planning for SSN students. So I'm going to kind of show you how to make sure to find the right folders and add those to your drive so you can find them really easily each time. And then I'll show you how you can share the links or resources that you find. And then finally, I'll show you just a few systems, including Discovery Streaming, that you might use to find resources. So the first thing you want to do is log into your Jeffco Schools Drive. And then if you click on Shared With Me, there's a few different ways that you can find the folders that Anne shared. So I can search by her name. When I see her name pulled up, what it will do is say, okay, it'll find anything that's owned by Anne that has been shared with you. And so the two folders that she created are SSN Social Studies and SSN Science. And I've done some rearranging of units within those folders. So when you click on that folder, you'll see 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And then if you click within there, it will have all of the units in order. And these have been updated for 2020 CAP documents. And then here is the main planning document. So it has that 6th grade SSN Social Studies 2021. And so you can find that there. So I want to add this folder to my drive so that it makes it really easy to find. So I'm going to click back into that Science Social Studies, SSN Social Studies, and I'm going to use the drop-down menu when at that folder level, and I'm going to say Move To, and then you can move it anywhere on your drive that makes sense. So you might just want it as a main folder on your drive, or like I already have a folder that I keep all of the SSN stuff in, and so I'm going to put it inside there. And so then I can just say move here, and then when I go to my drive and I open that folder and I embedded it within a second folder, then I'm going to see that that folder is there, but Anne Keene is the owner. And then everything that's inside that folder moves into this location as well. So next, let's talk about how we can add resources. So I'm going to go ahead and open up one of these units, actually, and I can open up that Unit 1 piece, and some of this may be from past years, but if I have something saved on my hard drive or on my computer, I can just say New File Upload. And then I can search from my desktop or my computer, and I could add any of those pieces. So here people have attached pictures of worksheets or different things like that. The other way that I can do it is if I go back out here, I'm going to open that SSN Science 2020 to 2021 document. And in the third column where I'm putting modified lessons and resources, let's say that I have a YouTube video that I want to upload. So if I go to YouTube, and my computer is thinking, but let's say I find an atoms and molecules video. And I really like that one, and I think that it's appropriate for our students. So I'm just going to grab this URL. So I'm going to highlight it, Control-C, or I can right-click and copy it. And when I go back to my document, I can say Bill Nye Atoms and Molecules. I'm going to highlight it and then go up to this Insert Link. And now I either push right-click and paste, or I can use Control-V and apply that. And so now I have the title of that movie, and then when I click on it, it is the link to that video. So if you find a resource that's online, you can hyperlink it right in there, and then you don't have to save it to your computer and upload it. So that's a really easy way to add it to the document. Okay, finally, I wanted to make sure that you knew about some common resources that the district has access to that you can look for videos, especially around science and social studies. So that resource is Discovery Streaming, and so the URL is discoveryeducation.com. And then when you click login, your Jeffco Schools account, so I'm just going to go sign in with Google, and you should automatically have an account with your @jeffcoschools.us email. And if you don't, please let me know and I'll put in a ticket and we'll make sure that you do get access because it's a great resource. So when I'm on Discovery Streaming, I can go up here and I can search. And again, I'm going to say atoms and molecules because that is part of that first 6th grade unit. And over here, I can do some filtering. So I might want to make sure that it is, oh, and I have some up here. These are the filters I'm actually looking for. So I know that, hey, maybe that 6-8 content is a little bit higher. And so I really want to search some of the elementary pieces. So I can filter it out and kind of see like, hey, what kinds of things might they have? And they're going to have here a lot of different materials. So they might have images or text, but in this case, maybe I want to look for a video. And most of these are going to be segments of a video. So you'll see a video segment here, but they can also have the full video. But let's say I wanted to go to measuring matter. It's going to allow me to preview it. So again, I can watch it and say, is this appropriate in terms of content and length? Is it going to be accessible for our students? And if so, again, I'm just going to grab this and copy that, and I can put it in the document, or I can just say, I could highlight the title and put that in the document as Measuring Matter Discovery Education. Okay. If I do want to link it, I'm going to highlight those words, insert link, and copy that link that I grabbed from that. As you're navigating through this, you'll see that it is part of a larger video around matter, solids, liquids, and gases, and you can see the different video segments that make that up. So if I really like the measuring matter and I want to see what else is in that full video that might match, like, oh, we also talk about states of matter and we talk about properties of matter, then I could either grab this URL or for the full video, or use this title to put it into the document. So that's a really great way to find videos. You can look also like, are there images or are there pieces of text? This one doesn't have any text for this particular piece, but those might be some great places to look. Another resource I know that you are familiar with is the Unique or News to You site. And so Rachel shared the login for that. And so I like to look here. I like to look in 2 different places. So under the N2Y library, there are lots of books. And so using that search, so a lot of times I have to try a few different search terms to see if I can't find anything. So here, knowing that the students do solid, liquids, and gas, I can see that there's a couple of resources, and I can look at those levels. So let's say I look at the candle one, I can preview it on here, and that helps me decide, is it an appropriate resource, too high, too low, etc. And if I want to use it, So I kind of look through here. You know, I think that it matches. I can grab this URL and I can put that right in our planning document. So solid, liquid, gas candles. I'm going to say it's from Unique, just in case the URL doesn't work. Again, highlight and link it there. The other way that I can do that is I can go ahead and download it and then save it to my desktop. So I'm just going to leave it as its title. And then I could go to, whoops, my drive and say, okay, this is for unit 1. And I'm going to go new file upload. And you can do this with anything that you've saved on your desktop, or if you find like a Microsoft Word. So I find that resource and I can upload it to that Google Drive. And then it automatically becomes shareable with anybody who's in that drive. The other place that I like to look in Unique is under their science and social studies courses. And so what they tend to have there are activities and also assessment questions. And it's not as broad as the books are. So again, I'm going to try a few different search terms here. And matter actually worked in this one. So I see there's a liquid to solid piñata. And I'm going to take a look at both of these resources because there is a kind of lesson plan and assessment as well as a book. So here's the lesson plan, and it kind of gives different ways that students can access this. And then it tells me like, hey, here's some books that you can use. And then here's questions to ask before, during, and after reading. And then usually there is an activity. So in this one, they're building a paper mache piñata. How does the paper change through that? So this is great because we want students to do science. And then you can see that there's some comprehension questions at different levels. So just text with pictures, you know, and then with icons and things so that kids at different levels can access the information. So again, grab those URLs and put them in there, or you can download them. And then a final third resource that you may not be familiar with is ck12.org. And so you can, this is a free website to anybody. And again, you can search for any topic. So let's do states of matter because we were sticking with that. And there will be excerpts from textbooks. They do tend to be either pictures or texts. And again, I can use the filters on the left-hand side to kind of say, you know, are there anything here that I want to make sure that I look at? So this one is for high school, so that's not going to work. And so I could also filter and say, you know, I think grade 4 and 5, I want to kind of look at that, and then grade 6, just because that's where the standard is, and then see, you know, like, okay, so here's a video, here's a reading, and different things that I might offer to students. So hopefully that was helpful. Please, please, please reach out if you have any questions. I never mind answering questions. I want to make sure that you are set up for success. So thank you for doing all the hard work that you are doing. Super appreciate you. Have a great day.